There are some stories that you think you know, but do you really know the book or did you just see the movie? Tonight, I'm going to share a bit of a book that I'm sure you've seen the movie for, but I'm not so sure you might have read. Join me for Book Bites with the Booklady. Hi, everybody. It's Gretchen with Book Bites with the Booklady, and I have a treat for you tonight. The book I'm going to share has been made into movies. Disney's done it. Other people have done it. And we've all heard the stories. But have we read the book? And the book is The Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling. The book came out was published in 1894. He wrote it in 1893. There was an earlier copyright date of when it was put into, I believe, into magazines. But Kipling was actually in the United States when the book came out. But that's not really what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about the book, The Jungle Book. It is so beautifully written. And it is one that I really enjoyed reading to my students at school, and they were always so surprised that it went the way it did, because it doesn't follow the line of the movie at all. It is more written in almost like in 3 or more books within a book. So join me as I give you a little book bite from The Jungle Book. Mowgli's Brothers. It was 7 o'clock of a very warm evening in the Seeonee Hills when Father Wolf woke up from his day's rest, scratched himself, yawned, and spread out his paws one after the other to get rid of the sleepy feeling on the tips. Mother Wolf lay with her big gray nose dropped across her 4 tumbling, squealing cubs, and the moon shone into the mouth of the cave where they all lived. "Ah," said Father Wolf, "it is time to hunt again." And he was going to spring downhill when a little shadow with a bushy tail crossed the threshold and whined, "Good luck go with you, O chief of the wolves, and good luck and strong white teeth go with the noble children, that they may never forget the hungry in this world." It was the jackal Tabaki, the dish licker, and the wolves of India despise Tabaki because he runs about making mischief and telling tales and eating rags and pieces of leather from the village rubbish heaps. They are afraid of him, too, because Tabaki, more than anyone else in the jungle, is apt to go mad. And then he forgets that he was ever afraid of anyone and runs through the forest biting everything in his way. Even the tiger hides when little Tabaki goes mad, for madness is the most disgraceful thing that can overtake a wild creature. We call it hydrophobia, but they call it diwani, the madness, and run. "Enter then and look," said Father Wolf stiffly, "but there is no food here." "For a wolf, no," said Tabaki, "but for so mean a person as myself, a dry bone is a good feast. Who are we, the girdlog, the jackal people, to pick and choose?" He scuttled to the back of the cave, where he found the home bone of a buck with some meat on it, and sat cracking the end merrily. "Oh, thanks for this good meal," he said, licking his lips. "How beautiful are the noble children! How large are their eyes! And so young, too! Indeed, indeed, I might have remembered that the children of kings are men from the beginning." Now Tabaki knew as well as anyone else that there is nothing so unlucky as to compliment children to their faces, and it pleased him to see Mother and Father Wolf look uncomfortable. Tabaki sat still, rejoicing in the mischief that he had made, and then he said spitefully, "Shere Khan, the big one, has shifted his hunting grounds. He will hunt among these hills during the next moon, so he has told me." Shere Khan was the tiger who lived near the Waingunga River, 20 miles away. "He has no right," Father Wolf began angrily. "By the law of the jungle, he has no right to change his quarters without fair warning. He will frighten every head of game within 10 miles, and I have to kill for 2 these days." His mother did not call him Lungri, the lame one, for nothing, said Mother quietly. "He has been lame on one foot from his birth. That is why he has only killed cattle. Now the villagers of the Waingunga are angry with him, and he has come here to make our villagers angry. They will scour the jungle for him when he is far away, and we and our children must run when the grass is set alight. Indeed, we are very grateful for Shere Khan." "Shall I tell him of your gratitude?" said Tabaki. "Out!" snapped Father Wolf. "Out and hunt with thy master. Thou hast done harm enough for one night." "I go," said Tabaki quietly. "Ye can hear Shere Khan below in the thickets. I might have saved myself the message." Father Wolf listened, and in the dark valley that ran down to the little river, he heard the dry, angry, snarly, sing-song whine of a tiger who has caught nothing and does not care if all the jungle knows it. "The fool," the wolf said, "to begin a night's work with that noise. Does he think that our buck are like his fat Waingunga bullocks?" "Shh! It is neither bullock nor buck that he hunts tonight," said Mother Wolf. "It is man. The whine has changed to a sort of humming purr that seemed to roll from every quarter of the compass. It was the noise that bewilders woodcutters and gypsies sleeping in the open, and makes them run sometimes into the very mouth of the tiger." "Man," said Father Wolf, showing all his white teeth, "are there not enough beetles and frogs in the tanks that he must eat man, and on our ground too?" The law of the jungle, which never orders anything without a reason, forbids every beast to eat man except when he is killing to show his children how to kill. And then he must hunt outside the hunting grounds of his pack or tribe. The real reason for this is that man-killing means, sooner or later, the arrival of white men on elephants with guns and hundreds of brown men with gongs and rockets and torches. Then everybody in the jungle suffers. The reason the beasts give among themselves is that man is the weakest and the most defenseless of all living things, and it is unsportsmanlike to touch him. They say, too, and it is true, that man-eaters become mangy and lose their teeth. The purr grew louder and ended in a full-throated "Arr!" of the tiger's charge. Then there was a howl, an untigerish howl from Shere Khan. "He has missed," said Mother Wolf. "What is it?" Father Wolf ran out a few paces and heard Shere Khan muttering and mumbling savagely as he tumbled about in the scrub. "The fool has had no more sense than to jump at a woodcutter's campfire, and he has burned his feet," said Father Wolf with a grunt. "Tabaki is with him." "Something is coming uphill," said Mother Wolf, twitching one ear. "Get ready." The bushes rustled a little in the thicket, and Father Wolf dropped with his haunches under him, ready for his leap. Then, if you had been watching, you would have seen the most wonderful thing in the world. The wolf checked in mid-spring. He'd made his bound before he saw what it was he was jumping at, and then he tried to stop himself. The result was that he shot up straight into the air for 4 or 5 feet, landing almost where he left the ground. "Man!" he snapped. "A man's cub, look!" Directly in front of him, holding on by a low branch, stood a naked brown baby who could just walk, as soft and as dimpled a little thing as ever came into a wolf's cave at night. He looked up into Father Wolf's face and laughed. "Is that a man's cub?" said Mother Wolf. "I have never seen one. Bring it here." A wolf accustomed to moving his own cubs can, if necessary, mouth an egg without breaking it. And though Father Wolf's jaws closed right on the child's back, not a tooth even scratched the skin as he laid it down among the cubs. "How little, how naked, and how bold," said Mother Wolf softly. The baby was pushing his way between the cubs to get close to the warm hide. "He is taking his meal with the others. And so this is a man's cub. Now was there ever a wolf that could boast of a man's cub among her children?" "I have heard now and again of such a thing, but never in our pack, in our time," said Father Wolf. "He is altogether without hair, and I could kill him with a touch of my foot. But see, he looks up and is not afraid." The moonlight was blocked out of the mouth of the cave, for Shere Khan's great square head and shoulders were thrust into the entrance. Tabaki behind him was squeaking, my lord, it went in here." "Shere Khan does us great honor," said Father Wolf, but his eyes were very angry. "What does Shere Khan need?" "My quarry. A man's cub went this way," said Shere Khan. "Its parents have run off. Give it to me." Shere Khan had jumped at the woodcutter's campfire, as Father Wolf had said, and was furious from the pain of his burned feet. But Father Wolf knew that the mouth of the cave was too narrow for a tiger to come in by. Even where he was, Shere Khan's shoulders and forepaws were cramped for want of room, and a man's would be if he tried to fight in a barrel. "The wolves are free people," said Father Wolf. "They take orders from the head of the pack, and not from any striped cattle killer. The man's cub is ours to kill if we choose." Ye choose, and ye do not choose. What talk of this is choosing? By the bull that I killed, am I to stand nosing into your dog's den for my fair dues? It is I, Shere Khan, who speak. The tiger's roar filled the cave with thunder. Mother Wolf shook herself clear of the cubs and sprang forward, her eyes like two green moons in the darkness, facing the blazing eyes of Shere Khan. And it is I, Raksha the demon, who answer. The man's cub is mine, Lungri mine to me. He shall not be killed. He shall live to run with the pack and to hunt with the pack. And in the end, look you, hunter of little naked cubs, frog eater, fish killer, shall hunt thee. Now get hence, or by the Sumbur that I killed, I eat no starved cattle. Back thou goest to thy mother, burned beast of the jungle, lamer than ever thou camest into the world. Go! Father Wolf looked on amazed. He had almost forgotten the days when he had won Mother Wolf in fair fight from 5 other wolves, when she ran in the pack and was not called the demon for compliment's sake. Shere Khan might have faced Father Wolf, but he could not stand up against Mother Wolf, for he knew that where he was, she had all the advantage of the ground and would fight to the death. So he backed out of the cave mouth growling, and when he was clear he shouted, "Each dog barks in his own yard. We will see what the pack will say to this fostering of man cubs. The cub is mine, and to my teeth he will come in the end, O bush-tailed thieves." Mother Wolf threw herself down panting among the cubs, and Father Wolf said to her gravely, "Shere Khan speaks this much truth. The cub must be shown to the pack. Wilt thou still keep him, mother?" "Keep him?" she gasped. "He came naked, by night alone and very hungry, yet he was not afraid. Look, he has pushed one of my babes to the side, and that lame butcher would have killed him, and would have run off to the Waingunga while the villagers hunted through all our lairs in revenge. Keep him. Assuredly I will keep him. Lie still, little frog, O thou Mowgli, for Mowgli the frog I will call thee. The time will come when thou wilt hunt Shere Khan as he has hunted thee." And that's just the very beginning. That whole first section of the Jungle Book, really the first, is about the conflict with Shere Khan and Mowgli coming into the pack. Each part of the book brings in the next character and the next character, those that we love from the movies. But boy, the way that Rudyard Kipling tells the tale and builds that through his words is so worth the time to read this wonderful classic. So that's my book for today's Book Bites with the Booklady, The Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling. From 1893 to now, it is still one to capture your attention. Thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. And until next time, everybody, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you. But the first place you'll find it is when you go look in the mirror. And I'll see you next time.